Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Saving Sunderland. Now in today's episode we have the final group game in the Champions League against CSKA in Moscow, but of course we've got about 15 games to show you that's happened in between. So when we last met it was the 5-1 victory in the Champions League against Atletico Madrid. We'll follow that up with a very tight game in the Premier League against West Ham. We won 3-2, 2 from Van Nest and 1 from Slough. Got us the win. They got an 87th minute goal from Sunderland, which made it a bit of an edgy last 5 minutes, but we managed to hold out for the victory. We then had a League Cup game against Luton, won 4-0 standard. We then played Manchester United in the Premier League and we managed to win this one 2-1 despite going down to 10 men in the 76th minute. Jose Luis and an own goal secured it for us. We had a lot of opportunities in this match that we were wasting, and once they got the equaliser through Marcus Sheldon in the 57th minute, I was fearing the worst because we were dominating the match. But fortunately we managed to hold out, get the win, Phil Foden with the man of the match. And then we had a home game in the Champions League against CSKA in Moscow and we absolutely stuffed them. We won 8-0. Hat-trick for Jose Luis, our centre-back. Hat-trick for Phil Foden, our central midfielder. Sugo and Van Nest securing the victory. We even missed a penalty for good measure in the 89th minute. We then played Everton in the Premier League at home. We won this one 5-0 despite going down to 10 men in the 42nd minute. A straight red card for Wozniak, who has been actually getting some game time because of suspensions and injuries and things like that. So some of the boys who are transfer listed are getting games. Roman Velasquez, Francisco Trincao own goal, Gudino and Pfeiffer with the goals. We then played MK Dons in the Premier League, so MK Dons are here. We won 2-0, went down to 10 men again, but Lincoln and Sugo got the goals in the 11th and 14th minute, and after that the game pretty much died. We then played Feyenoord at home in the Champions League and we won 8-1. A hat-trick for Esparza, 4 for Slough, and one William own goal secured the victory for us. We then hosted Arsenal in the Premier League. Mateo Rios, Luis Enrique Ranz and Sugo getting the goals to give us the 3-0 win. We then went out in the League Cup against Liverpool, went out in 10 men in the 49th minute, but they were already ahead through a Dimitar Ivanov goal in the 27th minute. And we just couldn't get back into this game. Despite everything we tried, we didn't really create too many opportunities, so we're out of the League Cup. And then we went away to Leicester in the Premier League and we got beat. This was really, really disappointing. I feared the worst after this result. I thought maybe the boys' morale had just gone that far down from a League Cup exit. Who cares about the League Cup? But we followed that up with a game against Leicester and we got beat. Victor Kovalenko, Ben Brereton for Leicester, whatever his name is. Got the goals for them. Luis Enrique Ranz in the 65th minute gave us the chance. I went crazy after this goal and just sort of went on overload and pushed everybody forward. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for us this time and we got beat. And then boy did we make Feyenoord pay for that defeat at Leicester. We went away to Feyenoord in the Champions League, won 14-1. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 6 goals for Lincoln. A hat-trick for Althans. Sugo with 1, Iranz with 1, Esparza with 2 and Tierney with 1. 14-1 in the Champions League. That is absolutely crazy. We then played QPR in the Premier League. We won 5-1. Hat-trick from Van Nest, 1 for Slough and 1 for Lincoln. Missed another penalty. We then played Crystal Palace at home in the Premier League. 6-1. 2 for Lincoln, 1 for Velasquez, 1 for Wozniak and 2 for Slough very late on. We played Atletico Madrid at home in the Champions League and we won 5-1. A repeat of the score that we got away from home. 1 for Tierney, 2 for Sugo, 1 for Younger Blout and 1 for Lincoln. We then played Brighton in the Premier League away from home. 6-2, Tobias Van Nest, Slough, hat-trick for Ranz and 1 for Lincoln, securing the 6-2 victory. We then played Manchester City in the Premier League away from home and we beat them 6-0. And I was there sitting thinking, why can't we do this in the Champions League against them? Every time we come up against them in Europe, we struggle. Yet when we play them in the league, we've just absolutely dominated them. Hat-trick for Iranz, 1 for Lincoln, 1 for Slough, and 1 for Oscar Pfeiffer. And finally, the final game before we play CSKA in Moscow in the Champions League was a game against Swansea City at home in the Premier League. A double from Van Nest, 1 from Rickson, and 1 from Sugo. Finally, got through all them fixtures and we're here at match day. We'll start with Pickford in goal, Pfeiffer, Luis and Rios as our centre-backs, Rickson as our right wing-back, Kieran Tierney as our left wing-back. We've been really struggling at left wing-back because Milagres broke his arm. He's still out for another 2 weeks or so. Ricardo Esparza has also picked himself up a 6-week injury, so he's going to be missing for today's game. We'll start with Guendouzi in the centre with Phil Foden. And up front we'll start with Luis Enrique Ranz, Lincoln and Maximiliano Sugo. Now the strikers have been performing well and above expectations. They've been absolutely smashing it. You just get a much better return from having 3 strikers than 1 striker and 2 wingers. I mean, I'll quickly show you the goals scored chart. Lincoln's top with 20 goals and 4 assists in 16 games. Vanest, 12 games, 15 goals, 7 assists. Iran's 16 games, 15 goals, 9 assists. Slough is an absolute monster. He's going to get more game time as the season goes on. 10 games, 13 goals and 14 assists. Sugo, 13 games, 9 goals and 15 assists. They've all just been absolutely fantastic. So we're here against CSKA Moscow. They are playing a very, very defensive formation. I think once we get 1 goal against these guys, they will tumble. So we're getting into the match. We're shooting from right to left away in Russia. Let's hope we can finish the Champions League campaign with a flurry. Sugo with a free kick from the distance, but the keeper saves. The highlight continues with Tini on the left hand side, gets the ball into the box, and Luis Enrique Arans is there to nod home. We're 1-0 up inside 5 minutes. As we can see here, Lincoln plays a nice ball to Guendouzi, who finds Kieran Tierney in a pocket of space on the left hand side. And that's one of the benefits now, without having the wingers on the wings, our wing backs are getting involved more in the game, which is always a good thing to see. I think that's just probably a problem with the match engine or the whatever it is within Football Manager. The wing backs actually replace and do 90% of the job of the wingers. Lucas Enrique Ranz in the box. Sue goes there, makes it 2-0. But yeah, removing the wingers and just letting the wing backs roam free. We've got absolutely fantastic wing backs in this save. So giving them the freedom to get forwards always excellent. As Luis Enrique Ranz got himself into the box, Sue goes back post. Combining lovely. Well done. I didn't even show you the league table for the Champions League group. Look at the state of that. Things continue as they are. We're on plus 38 goal difference and we've won every game as we nearly get another one through Guendouzi. Back with a highlight now. Sugo finds Lincoln in a pocket of space in the centre. Tierney on this left hand side. Can he get a good ball in? Oh, it's a penalty. Radosevic brought down Sugo. Who's going to be stepping up? It's going to be Lincoln. He's missed a good few penalties this season. Let's hope he can put this one away today. Keeper saves it again, but he follows in the rebound. I don't know what it is about penalties. We just seem to miss them all the time. Let's hope we don't get to the knockout stages and need a penalty win. Good save by the keeper, really. He went the wrong way, then the right way. But just unfortunate that it falls to Lincoln straight away. Highlight now. CSKA Moscow coming forward this time with Voropaev on this right-hand side. He's got the beaten of Tierney. It looks like he's got beyond him, but Pickford claims easily. Phil Foden sprays it out wide to Rickson on this right-hand side. He's got forward. He gets the ball in the box. Luis Enrique Ranz is there. Cannot get the head on target. Guendouzi now on the edge. Finds Phil Foden, who finds Lincoln, who finds Sugo in the box. Can't get the strike on. Rickson takes it. You didn't want your right wing back doing it. You want your strikers doing it. It's light snow in Russia today. -6 degrees, 9th of December. But the boys are loving that. And that's it. Half time. 3-0 against CSKA. Just a routine game at the minute. Nothing too special happening. We'll get the boys back out and see how we get on in the second half. Phil Foden with the corner in. Jose Luis is there and Gomez clears on the line. Is that Joe Gomez? No, it's not. Tierney plays the ball forward to Arans. Sugo now's got it. He's gone wide. You're not going to beat the keeper from that angle. Maximiliano. Right, 63 minutes in now. I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to get Kieran Tierney off for Wozniak, which is what I've been doing quite often because of the injury to Milagres. And we'll get Guendouzi off for Roman Velasquez. After changing to this sort of system, I've found that I'm getting a lot more yellow cards and red cards. But I don't want to nullify our midfield presence, so I'll just get people off when they're on yellow cards now. Sugo now, 3-on-2. We've got a massive opportunity here. Sugo beats one. He's got loads of space around as he keeps himself onside and he gets the goal, makes it 4-0. A nice assist by Roman Velasquez. Arans did really well to keep himself onside there. It would have been very easy to have been caught offside. Sugo does excellently to beat his man, finds the ball. It wasn't a great pass, but Velasquez nods it on for Luis Enrique Arans. He beats the keeper. And I'm loving Arans as a striker. Absolutely loving it. Lincoln now finds the break. Sugo's got space down this left-hand side. Can he get the ball in the box? He can. Arans is back post. He heads off the bar. That could have been his hat-trick. Sugo back in, but it's cleared. 10 minutes to go and we've got to highlight. Rickson on this right-hand side gets the ball in. The keeper claims, but it's a penalty. Kahneman pushed Lincoln apparently. I don't know why. The keeper had it settled. Who's taking it this time? Arans up for his hat-trick. And he puts this one away. Makes it 5-0. Maybe Arans should be on penalties and not Lincoln. As we can see here. Nicely put it in. Keeper went the wrong way. Easy stuff. 5 minutes to go. We'll make our final change. I'll keep Rickson on. We'll get Rios off for Younger Blout to save some tired legs. Corner from Phil Foden. Younger Blout's there. He's been on the pitch for 2 minutes and he gets himself a goal. A corner goal. Didn't see them very often. Phil Foden here. Nice ball in. Younger Blout. What's the... Obviously zonal marking for the CSKA Moscow defence, but the only zonal mark in the 6-yard box. The penalty spot was completely free. And that's it. Full time. 6-0 against CSKA Moscow. We qualify top of our group in the Champions League. And that was too comfortable. So after that game, that sees us lying top of Group G. 42 plus goal difference in 6 games is absolutely stupid. 18 points, 6 wins out of 6. Qualified easy from that group. It was a favourable draw, let's say. Atletico Madrid are a good team, but they're not the sort of team that they are at the beginning of the game at the very least. And as you can see here, in terms of the Premier League, we're 4 points clear from Manchester United in second place at the minute. And yeah, things are going well. And do you know what it is? We're not even going to come back in January. We're going to straight through to the first knockout round of the Champions League. So things are going ridiculously well for us, both in the Premier League and the Champions League right now. But this is always the same. Every season we do start well, or we're doing well in the Champions League, and it's in the latter stages that the boys fall down. Could this season finally be our season? If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you enjoy my content, why not get yourself subscribed? But until next time, take it easy.